Brest is a city in the Finistère département in Brittany in northwestern France. Located in a sheltered position not far from the western tip of the Breton peninsula, and the western extremity of metropolitan France, Brest is an important harbour and a second French military port after Toulon. The city is located on the western edge of continental Europe. With 142,722 inhabitants in a 2007 census, Brest is at the centre of Western Brittany's largest metropolitan area, ranking third behind only Nantes and Rennes in the whole of historic Brittany, and the 22nd most populous city in France. Moreover, Brest provides services to the 1 million inhabitants of Western Brittany. Although Brest is by far the largest city in Finistère, the préfecture of the department is the much smaller Quimper. During the Middle Ages, the history of Brest was the history of its castle. Then Richelieu made it a military harbour. Brest grew around its arsenal, until the second part of the 20th century. Heavily damaged by the Allies' bombing raids during World War II, the city centre was completely rebuilt after the war. At the end of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century, the deindustrialization of the city was followed by the development of the service sector. Nowadays, Brest is an important university town with 23,000 students. Besides a multidisciplinary university, the University of Western Brittany, Brest and its surrounding area possess several prestigious French elite schools such as École Colnevale, La Copyright Breton and the Superior National School of Advanced Techniques of Brittany. Brest is also an important research centre, mainly focused on the sea, with among others the largest IFMA centre, La Cédrie and the French Polar Institute. Brest unregistered trademark S history has always been linked to the sea. The Acada copyright Mida Marine was founded in 1752 in this city as well as the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle was built there. Every 4 years, Brest hosts the International Festival of the Sea, Boats and Sailors. It is a meeting of old riggings from around the world. History. Nothing definite is known of Brest before about 1240, when a Count of La Copyrighton ceded it to John I, Duke of Brittany. In 1342, John IV, Duke of Brittany, surrendered Brest to the English, in whose possession it was to remain until 1397. The importance of Brest in medieval times was great enough to give rise to the saying, "He is not the Duke of Brittany who is not the Lord of Brest." With the marriage of Francis I of France to Claude, the daughter of Anne of Brittany, the definitive overlordship of Brest together with the rest of the duchy passed to the French crown. The advantages of Brest's situation as a seaport town were first recognized by Cardinal Richelieu, who in 1631 constructed a harbour with wooden wharves. This soon became a base for the French Navy. Jean-Baptiste Colbert, finance minister under Louis XIV, rebuilt the wharves in masonry and otherwise improved the harbour. Fortifications by Vauban followed in 1680–1688. These fortifications, and with them the naval importance of the town, were to continue to develop throughout the 18th century. In 1694, an English squadron under Lord Berkeley, was soundly defeated in its attack on Brest. In 1917, during the First World War, Brest was used as the disembarking port for many of the troops coming from the United States. Thousands of such men came through the port on their way to the front lines. The United States Navy established a naval air station on February 13, 1918 to operate seaplanes. The base closed shortly after the first armistice at Compiègne. In the Second World War, the Germans maintained a large U-boat submarine base at Brest. In 1944, after the Allied invasion of Normandy, the city was almost totally destroyed during the Battle for Brest, with only a tiny number of buildings left standing. After the war, the West German government paid several billion Deutschmarks in reparations to the homeless and destitute civilians of Brest in compensation for the destruction of their city. Large parts of today's rebuilt city consist of utilitarian granite and concrete buildings. The French naval base now houses the Brest Naval Training Center. A wartime German Navy memorandum suggested that the town should perhaps serve as a German enclave after the war. In 1972, the French Navy opened its nuclear weapons submarine base at Toulon in the raid to Brest. This continues to be an important base for the French nuclear-armed ballistic missile submarines. Coat of arms. The meaning of the coat of arms of Brest is half France, half Brittany. These arms were used for the first time in a register of deliberations of the City Council dated 15 July 1683. Population. Sites. Brest is best known for its Pont de Requesens, the military arsenal and the Rue de Siam. The castle and the Tanguy Tower are the oldest monuments of Brest. The musée copyright E de la Tour Tanguy, in the Tanguy Tower, houses a collection of dioramas that depict the city of Brest on the eve of World War II. The musée copyright E National de la Marine de Brest, housed in the ancient castle, contains exhibits which outline Brest's maritime tradition, as well as an aquarium, the Ogre copyright Anopolis Marine Centre. The city also has a notable botanical garden specializing in endangered species, the Conservatoire Botanique National de Brest, as well as the Jardin Botanique de l'Hôpital d'Instruction des Armes copyrighters Clément-Tonnet. The city of Brest does not have much remaining historical architecture, apart from a few select monuments such as the castle and the Tanguy Tower. This is due to heavy bombing by the Allies during World War II, in an attempt to destroy the submarine base the Germans had built in the harbour. In the 1950s, the town was hastily rebuilt using a large amount of concrete. In Requesens, the west bank of the town, there remains an authentic street of the 17th century, St. Malo Street. A few kilometres out of town, there are more impressive landscapes, from sandy beaches to grottos to tall granite cliffs. Sunbathing, windsurfing, yachting and fishing are enjoyed in the area. Brest was an important warship-producing port during the Napoleonic Wars. The naval port, which is in great part excavated in the rock, extends along both banks of the Peenfeld River. Geography. Brest is located amidst a dramatic landscape near the entrance of the natural Rade de Brest, at the west end of Brittany. It is situated to the north of a magnificent landlocked bay, and occupies the slopes of two hills divided by the river Peenfeld. The part of the town on the left bank is regarded as Brest proper, while the part on the right is known as Requesens. There are also extensive suburbs to the east of the town. The hillsides are in some places so steep that the ascent from the lower to the upper town has to be effected by flights of steps, and the second or third story of one house is often on a level with the ground story of the next. Climate, transport. The railway station of Brest, Gare de Brest, is linked to Rennes and Paris as we services to Brittany. TGV trains to Paris take approximately 4.5 hours to reach the capital. A new 28-stop, 14.3 km tram line connecting Porty de Plaisance copyright in the west with Porty de Guisneau and Porty de Guy-Parvers northeast of the city centre opened in June 2012. Brest International Airport, Brest Breton Airport, is mainly linked to Paris, London, Nice, Lyon, Dublin. The primarily operator is Air France. Brest International Airport is the main airport to the region of Brittany in terms passenger traffic, with 45% of this traffic of the region, representing 919,404 passengers in 2010. A new terminal has been in service since December 12, 2007 and can accommodate up to 1.8 million passengers annually. The harbour of Brest is mainly dedicated to bulk, hydrocarbon and freight containers. The harbour's facilities can accommodate the largest modern ships. Economy. Due to its location, Brest is regarded as the first French port that can be accessed from the Americas. Shipping is big business, although Nantes and Saint-Nazaire offer much larger docks and attract more of the larger vessels. Brest has the 9th French commercial harbour including ship repairs and maintenance. The protected location of Brest means that its harbour is ideal to receive any type of ship, from the smallest dinghy to the biggest aircraft carrier. Naval construction is also an important activity. For example, the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle was built by Direction des Constructions Navals in Brest. Despite its image of an industrialized city whose activity depends mainly on military order, the service sector represents 75% of the economic activity. The importance of service sector is still increasing while the industrialized activity decaying, explaining the unchanged rate of working class in Brest. Brest also hosts headquarters for many subsidiaries like the banking group Arca Copyright A. Research and conception is taking an increasing importance. Brest claims to be the largest European centre for sciences and techniques linked to the sea. 60% of the French research in the maritime field is based in Brest. Administration. Since 2001, Frena Section Wakilanda, 1989 Euro 2001, Pierre Mail, 1985 Euro 1989, Georges Kerbrat, 1983 Euro 1985, Jacques Berthelot, 1982 Euro 1983, Pierre Mail, 1977 Euro 1982, Francis Leblanc Copyright, 1973 Euro 1977, Eugenie bʁɛst, 1959 Euro 1973, Georges Lombard, 1958 Euro 1959, Auguste Kervern, 1954 Euro 1958, Yves Jaouen, 1954 Euro 1954, Lucien Chex, 1953 Euro 1954, Yves Jaouen, 1947 Euro 1953, Alfred Pierre-Marie Chupin, 1945 Euro 1947, Jules Lullien, 1944 Euro 1945, Jules Lullien, 1942 Euro 1944, Victor Hussein, 1929 Euro 1941, Victor Lagorga, 1921 Euro 1929, La Copyright on Nardin, 1920 Euro 1921, Hippolyte Masson, 1919 Euro 1920, Louis La Copyright on Nardin, 1912 Euro 1919, Hippolyte Masson, 1908 Euro 1912, Louis Arthur Delabeau, 1904 Euro 1908, Victor Marie Aubert, 1900 Euro 1904, Charles Berger, Breton language. Breton is not commonly spoken in the city of Brest, which was the only French-speaking city in Western Brittany before the 1789 French Revolution, despite the surrounding countryside being fully Breton-speaking at that time. Like other French minority languages, Breton does not have any official language status in France. The municipality launched a linguistic plan to revive Breton as a language through Yard de Brezenec on June 16, 2006. In 2008, 1.94% of primary schoolchildren attended French Breton bilingual Diwan schools. Besides bilingual schools, the Breton language is also taught in some schools and universities. The association SKED federates all Breton cultural activities. Culture. The city is host to several events to celebrate its long maritime history. The largest is held every 4 years, when the town organizes a tall ship meeting. The last such tall ship event is Les Tonnes de Brest 2012. Brest also hosts an annual short film festival called Festival Europa Copyright en du Film Court de Brest. The city was the setting for the 1982 art film Carole, directed by Rainer Werner Fassbinder. Food. Brittany's most famous local delicacy, the Breton crêpe, is the main culinary feature apart from seafood. There are many crêpe restaurants. Breton apple cider is often featured. Traditional biscuits include triomade, which is a full-fat butter biscuit, similar to Scottish shortbread. Sport. Since 1901 Brest has served as the midpoint for the 1,200 km bicycle endurance event, Paris-Euro-Brest Euro-Paris. Brest is home to Stade Brestois 29, a football team in Ligue 2. The 2008 Tour de France started in Brest. Brest is also home to Les Albatros, an ice hockey team in Ligue Magnus, and 2 league titles in the 90s. Research and education. Primarily research centre of Western Brittany, Brest and its surrounding area is the home of several research and elite educational establishments, a multidisciplinary university, Université Copyright de Breton Occidentale. 1. Brest has also several Grandes Copyright Écoles and other undergraduate or graduate schools, a Permis École Nationale d'Ingénierie Copyright NERS de Brest. 2. TAR Copyright La Copyright Com Breton. 3. A Permis École Nationale Super Copyright Ried de Techniques of Anchor Copywriters de Breton. 4. Institut Super Copyright Ried de la Copyright Electronique et du Numérique Copyright RIC de Brest. 5. A Permis École Super Copyright Ried de Commerce de Breton. 6. A per-mil Colnevale. 7. To be noted that Brest is one of the hosts for the Indiana University Honors Foreign Language Program. Brest has several research organizations, the largest IFMA center. About 1,000 people work there. Le Cédric, the French Polar Institute, the Naval Hydrographic and Oceanographic Service. Personalities: Brest was the birthplace of Jean-Michel Huyn de Kermadec, navigator, Charles Alexander La Copyright on Durand Linois, admiral during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, Prosper Garnot, surgeon and naturalist, Victor Segalin, naval doctor, ethnographer, archaeologist, writer and poet, Jean Cras, French composer and career naval officer, Georges Thierry d'Argenlier, priest, diplomat and French Navy officer and admiral, Alain Rob Grillet, writer and filmmaker, Pierre Brice, actor, bar copyright actress d'or, actress, Christophe Maillosec, singer, Jan Tiersen, minimalist multi-instrumentalist musician, Tsar copyright Bastien Flute, Olympic gold medalist, Larsen Tura copyright, footballer, Gonzalo Higuain, footballer, Larry Thielman, Miss France 2011, International Relations. Twin towns are sister cities, Brest is twinned with, friendly relationship, Brest has an official friendly relationship with, Bidjour, Algeria. See also. Battle for Brest, Communes of the Finistère Department, references. General, INSEE, further reading, published in the 19th century, Brest. A Handbook for Travellers in France. London, John Murray. 1861 A. C.B. Black. Brest. Guide to the North of France. Edinburgh, Adam and Charles Blacker, Brest. Northern France. Leipzig, Karl Bauerdecker. 1899. OCLCA 2,229,516 A, published in the 20th century, Grenoble. The Encyclopædia Britannica. New York, Encyclopædia Britannica 1910. OCLCA 14,782,424 A, external links, aerial photos of the whole city and urban community, Brest Airport Travel Guide, interactive city map of Brest, official website of Brest Town Hall, satellite picture by Google Maps, Brest Cultural Heritage, Brest Improvisation Theatre, Brest Weather Forecast, Brest, Marville, Montnacentme Photo Gaulia. A discovery of the city by Erwin Kaur, Wiki Brest, a community wiki containing articles about the city. German submarine base in Brest,